Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Romans Podcast. I'm Dinesh Sagi, joined by Amar and Punk. How are you?
Hello. All good. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad. Friday afternoon, so almost it's weekend time, so I can't complain.
Well, it's almost for you. It is for us. It's done. It started. So
Yeah. Your weekend started midweek, is what I've heard this week, especially.
I don't know what you're talking about.
We all know what I'm talking about. Obviously, for Punk for the last couple of weeks, it's on a weekend anyway. So
That's no weekend for me, man.
fair enough. Fair enough.
Ah,
What's happening right now? Obviously, now the cricket, and for us who lives in the US, we have the big Super Bowl this weekend. The Chiefs going to play Eagles. I definitely recommend follow it on Sunday night. It's probably one of
Well,
the big events that takes
it,
place.
it's just not for you in the US. Apparently, now that the
It's
media
massive.
works, it's a big weekend in UK as well.
Absolutely, yeah. I've noticed it last year.
And
I didn't realize it's so big in the UK.
yeah, I mean,
Before last year.
regardless of how many people follow, the media is making it big, the TV contracts and everything. And apparently, it's one of the biggest or most expensive ad from David Beckham as well, which will, they're playing just the half of it, and the rest half will be played in the during the the break.
Oh,
Um,
wow.
on
Beckham's
that, so
debut in Super Bowl now.
yeah,
Is there
so
anything this guy can't do?
yeah. I
Is there
mean,
anything that guy can't do?
well, is that any sport that
He hasn't touched.
UK cannot adapt
Yeah, I know.
or
That's always
adopt?
there, right? And we always
UK
know,
cannot
especially
adopt.
especially from the time they've started playing some of the league games of the NFL in the UK. Given the guy who owns Jackson Willie Jaguars, that guy owns the Fulham club in the UK. So somehow some relation, and he started bringing some of the games into like Spurs. And the revamp that they did for Tottenham Spurs is with the mindset that they can relay the pitch for the NFL games. That was
Oh,
always
wow.
in the plans.
Yeah. But
That's one thing.
they might need a bigger pitch, isn't it? Because forget about the game, man. Think about all the performances in between with all the singers and stars, pop stars, really. So you
That only
need
happens
more
in the Super
space for that.
Bowl, and all the Super Bowl finals will always happen in the UK. It's just the league games over there, and league games obviously don't have all of that unless UK decide to introduce something during the break time. You never know. It's all about
Yeah, UK is all about adopting sports these days, and big
yeah,
franchise sports, big franchise cricket as well. So
yeah.
maybe
That's all. They sell
something to
them,
look
so
forward to.
yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, that's a good point you brought up about everything's going on with hundred. So maybe we need a separate podcast just on hundred itself. There's a lot going on in that space, which is I think good for the sport, good for English cricket, and good for the world cricket as well. Anyway, let's shift our focus to the first ODI, India versus England. Quick summary: England batted first. They won the toss. They've scored 248. Obviously, a couple of notable performances to top of the order. Phil Salt, unfortunate run out, but he managed 43 of 26. Ben Duckett, 32. And then a couple of half centuries in the middle order. Butler, 52. Bethel, 51. That's about it. No notable performance in the batting apart from that. They somehow managed to put on 248. And then from an India standpoint, they managed to win with 11 overs to spare, 251 of 6. Gill with 87, Iyer with 59, and Aksa Patel with 52. Before we get into the scorecard, obviously the big news that none of us anticipated is Kohli not in the playing 11. And obviously, for various reasons, they think he pulled his calf muscle or some strain. Your thoughts?
he got
You're
a
not
he got a knee swell.
okay. That's what they call it now. Fair enough.
No, so when he was walking, like you could see his picture, right? So he had a cough. There was a swelling on his knee. That's the reason, like he was.
I hope
Yeah.
he's okay for the next one.
That's
We upset
what
you.
they have told as of now, that
Yeah.
he would be playing the next one. It was just last moment, Iyer got a call from Rohit that he is going to play in the first ODI. He was actually watching some movie or something. That's what he told, So it was just last moment when he realized that Kohli can't take the field. So just the night before, he was planning to like have a long night watching some
I'm
movies.
really disappointed about that because I thought it's Varun Chakravarti who missed out because of Kohli's exclusion. They just wanted to maybe get in on the batsman. That's why they didn't play Varun Chakravarti. But who knows? You know,
I mean,
No,
if
so
you look at the big picture, it was the right call, right? Bringing Iyer rather than Chakravarti, because that batting line of the way they started. If it wasn't for Iyer, I don't know what the result could have been. But yeah, yeah. Hopefully, Kohli is fit and is all set for the second ODI, right? So focus on the England's batting. Obviously, they started off really well, both Salt and obviously Bendakate. But then that unfortunate run out, which started off like opened the doors for India's bowling, and then Harshit Rana, who made his debut, picked 3 wickets. So maybe a quick word on the opening stand and obviously Rana's impact. Punk, I'll start with you.
well, like somewhere I see England, right? They could have, especially the running between the wickets. That was like pathetic. That was a 3 run runs. Like I don't know what Duckett and
Was
Salt were
thinking.
thinking about. You could see, like, it's maybe they're looking at boundaries, but in T20 it makes sense, but in ODIs, right, it's you have to compile those singles as well, because that adds up. And somewhere, maybe running the wicket between the wickets for England, like you hardly see them pushing the extra, like compared to what India does, especially when Kohli came in. You see how Kohli runs for every single run, right? He tries to take a double whenever there's an opportunity. That's something which, within the game, you could see that they were not like, they were more relaxed. They were looking for more boundaries than rather than running those hard singles. And that is where they didn't realize. And you know lucky for India, unlucky for England. They were really going well, 70 plus odd runs, around 10 run rate, and they were going hitting around. It was good. It was a good opening stand. Um, in terms of like the batting, again, as I told you, I don't see them, uh, especially this, they're struggling against spinners, right? And with Jadeja, right, there is something like, he's got roots number in ODIs, right?
Mhm.
He's got Steve Smith's number in in Test matches. He's
Yeah,
got Kohli's number in IPL. So, and he's got, I think so, Ken Williamson as well.
it's the
So,
only ones. Yeah, spared the
no,
Fab Four.
he's got Ken Williamson as well. So I'm
Mhm.
just like, it's not easy to this thing. And this slight change, I don't know whether you guys have noticed or not.
Mhm.
Jadeja has, like, if you see, he's turning the ball more now. There's more spin on his ball, so it grips. So he's about to turn it speed. Like, if you see what he's doing is he goes for 90 to 100 and then 95 to 100 at speed, but suddenly there's one ball which goes below
So
this, between 90 to 95, and that grips and turns. So you will see a lot of batsmen that just one ball it turns, and then he will
mhm.
just go straight. And this time, like, when you look at his percentage of balls within the line and length, right, it was like close to 70-80% was within line and length. So brilliant of Jadeja, coming back. And there's a
Mhm.
lot of stats which I want to talk about Jadeja, because he's achieved something um, great for India. So we'll come to when we talk about Jadeja as well. But overall, like, England, again, they're struggling against spin. Uh, and if the ball grips, you you can't. Apart from Joe Root, I don't see. I don't know about Harry Brook. They talk about, like, but I don't see him. Getting those big runs against spin. Who else?
there's a
Butler
good
is a
partnership
person who can
between
play.
Butler and Bethel, right? They both
Yeah,
scored a 50 each. That was
yeah.
a good partnership developing.
Bethel,
And
yeah, I think the Bethel has a good, like, seems good. He
Mhm.
can bat. That's really good, and his bowling as well is good as well. So when
Mhm.
he's got the same left arm thing, um, he'll improve, because he's a tall bowler, and I see that he's got a good head on his shoulders in terms of the way he bat. I'll just give an idea of how Bethel batted, right?
Mhm.
So let's look at he was like some 18 runs and some 30 or 40 balls or something in the beginning, right? a lot of people, like if you see the way the mentality of India, the England cricketers are, right, they just go
Mhm.
bang on, okay, they have the T20 mindset, right? But here,
Mhm.
he just continued, and eventually caught up with number of balls and the runs as well.
Yeah.
Unlucky again, he got out just for 51. Or if you had stayed for another, like say 5 to 8 overs,
Mhm.
England would have achieved that 300 plus target. They would
Yeah.
definitely have reached. So yeah, just unlucky, but good player, for England, a good left arm spinner and a good batsman as well. He's got head on his shoulders, right, when he's batting. So I liked his approach as well. Livingston, I don't know what's happening with that person, man. He's a good
Mhm.
player. I don't know. Oh, I can't explain what's wrong with that. He's got really good shots, but
Mhm.
they need to like look into Livingston if they continue with that and the same approach. He's failing more than uh, scoring those runs for England. So apart
Yeah.
from
No,
that, like
absolutely.
rest bowling was again, they need to like look into the bowling as well, right? So
Yeah.
in Indian conditions, if you are not able to exploit that spin, but just to add something, which if England would have scored 300 runs,
Mhm.
India would have struggled as well,
Sure.
because the ball from the one which Akshar got out, and then
Mhm.
also Bethel's bowling, right? They were
Mhm.
good actually. The fast bowling is where like they might have to look into as well. So, but yeah, overall,
Yeah.
I think so. England are struggling.
No, absolutely right. So you made a good point there, right? And this is like pitch, and obviously this is ODI cricket, right? It's not about like see ball, hit ball sort of thing. You have to build some good partnerships, try and obviously
Yeah,
accelerate towards the end. And Amar, I think this is where one Joe Root, let's say, he had an off day. This is his first game coming into like the ODI setup. He wasn't part of the T20 setup. But for someone like Harry Brook and Liam Livingston, it's very important for them to step up, especially for England to stand any chance in the next two ODIs versus Champions Trophy, because Brook's such a promise, but really seems to be struggling. Even without Varun Chakravarti now, I think he's still having probably those nightmares about like the ball not turning, and I don't know what's going on in his head. Like we always say, if you're not in a good headspace, then a lot of things can go wrong, and it seems like Harry Brooks managing to pick all of those right now.
Yeah, but one thing I would say, one guy who didn't make mistake in his head was Punk when he picked the team for England, and England picked the exactly same team as Punk. So yeah, well done to you. Well, this obviously going wrong. You know what Harry Brook is doing. Everything. I mean, it's just not working out for him.
Mhm.
He needs to just isolate himself. Maybe he's still in that T20 mode where he did not make enough runs, or he was not able to do anything really, and he
Yeah.
has come to this ODI. It looks like he's still in that mode, and um, I think maybe a break would do, maybe a break of couple of days, or even a match break, because he's quite an important player for England. He has performed really well in different tournaments for England, and test matches even really. So
Mhm.
it's just a matter of a mindset. Maybe he just needs
Mhm.
to take a break, like for one game or a couple of days, and just sit out and think what's going wrong.
Mhm.
Of course, in the T20s, we would have thought, okay, he was not able to read Varun Chakrabarti, but Varun Chakrabarti was not in this game, and
Yeah.
he fell to Harshit Rana, to
Mhm.
a pace bowler. So there's obviously something wrong with um, maybe his mindset. So there are a couple of things. Is you
Mhm.
play a number of times, like 5 times, and once you maybe something clicks and you come back, but you
Yeah.
don't have as many matches.
Mhm.
So all you can do is maybe take a break, one game, sit out and just just think about what's happening, because he's not a
Yeah.
bad player. He's a really good player. So maybe that
Absolutely.
that thing. Maybe he's not taking that that time while he's playing. But I think maybe he should take a break. The other thing is Liam Livingston, the beast, as he's called. He was when he started in 100, and he scored massive runs in there and hit big sixes. And everyone thought that, okay, we have got someone who can hit big success, from England, and he he looked like he could be a really good resource in international T20s as well, and ODIs. Who know? But at this point in time, he's playing both ODIs and T20s, but he's not doing that. And in IPL also, he hasn't worked. He didn't do too much. So I'm kind of getting a feeling that Indian pitches are not suitable for his style of batting, or maybe he is making some mistake. He's not taking his time to understand them. Most of the time, Liam Livingston looks like he gets out playing a wrong shot, which leads me to believe that maybe he's predetermining the shots early on, and he's just going with those shots which he wants to play, not according to the bowler or not according to the pitch or the situation. So maybe he needs to think in along those lines.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, so these things have to be like given some time. I mean, in this cricketing age, you don't have time, but at times you need to sit back and think about it.
yeah, no, absolutely right. And Harry Brook, right? Obviously, he did struggle in the first three T20s. Then he scored that quick 100, quick 50 on the fourth T20, which they eventually lost. Post that, we thought, maybe this is an opportunity for him to like focus and maybe make a big comeback. But unfortunately, that hasn't worked out. But like you said, maybe forget about cricket, just take a couple of days. Obviously, there's a good break between yesterday's game and Sunday's game. Maybe this is an opportunity for him to like reflect and see what he wants to do. Maybe spend more time, because unlike T20 now, ODI, he has that time. He can actually play himself in and then probably look for the big shots. That might be an opportunity, and the same sort of applies
Yeah.
for Livingston as well. Uh, Obviously, Butler and Bethel, right? Good partnership. Both scored 50. Butler got out at the wrong situation or timing that could have led to the rest of the squad. A small contribution with Jeff Archer, who I thought was playing really well. He scored 21 of 18 deliveries, 3 4s and a 6. But obviously Sakim Mahmood, his partner, had other ideas. He thought he can come down and smack Kuldeep Yadav. That didn't really materialize, and they bundled out for a 248. But yeah, focusing on the bowlers, obviously, good to see Shami. He's bowled like 8 overs, which was great for 1 for 38. Like Punk always mentions, I'd see first delivery, that seam position. There's no change. It's like what we've seen in the 2023 World Cup, just like that. So good to see him back, and obviously Harshit Rana, seems to be the favorite bowler for Gambhir somehow. Makes a Test debut, on debut innings, takes 3 wickets. Makes a T20 debut, takes 3 wickets. Makes an ODI debut, takes 3 wickets. Looks like 3 is his favorite number.
Good for him, man.
Yeah.
Go on.
I mean, yeah, I'm just saying that it's amazing. All the bowlers contributed towards India's win, because like Punk was saying that England could have well made over 300, and the only um, reason that India won, despite of batting looked easy, and the batsman, Gill playing his waiting game, and then rotating the strike, and very patient and riskless innings. But that was only made possible because the way India bowled and the way they took wickets. English wickets. And if we look at the scorecard, there has been contribution in terms of economy across the board. Indian bowlers like Shami 4.75, Rana 7.57, but he has taken 3 wickets as well. And then rest of them, closer to 5. Ravindra Jadeja 2.88, but Ravindra Jadeja gets that every single time, really. In on the other side, if you look at English bowlers, they are like some are 7, some are 9. Uh, a couple of spinners. They're around about 5. So you kind of uh, you kind of think what's going on. Again, I would like to point out England's strategy here. I mean, why not? I'm still perplexed. Why not Rehan Ahmed? Because if you look at Indian bowling attack, Akshar Patel, Kuldeep Yadav, Ravindra Jadeja, all these spinners, they have done really well. And they are around 5. Their economy is around 5.
Economy.
And you look at, on the other hand, if you look at Liam Livingston and if you look at Rashid, they are around about less, more around 5. Then, and the other fast bowlers, which is falling up from T20 really, where Indian batsmen are really playing them, and they are able to score more of the fast bowlers, and they are way above 5. They are like 7, 9 even. So I mean, I'm really perplexed. They have to think about this. And then the other thing is, okay, you play Rehan Ahmed. There's another spinner. If Liam Livingston can go for an economy of 5 or point something closer to 6 even, it's a very good chance that Rehan Ahmed can be around 5. So you just play them. The other thing is, you can only develop a player, a spinner, if you give him the chance. Maybe in the first match he will not be able to give a brilliant performance, but next match, that's experience counts. And in India, you have to play and give that experience to that spinner, because next time he will, some spinner have to be brought down again. If they don't bring any spinner, then God help them. But they have to bring someone down here. So at this point of time, they have one in the team. Play him. That's my suggestion.
Absolutely right. Before going to Rehan Ahmed, maybe quick word on Sir Ravi Jadeja. That spell,
Yeah.
3 wickets for 26 at 2.88 economy. Punk, all yours.
Yeah. So just to give he is now the GOAT for India in terms of quick stats. So the most important one is like he and Kapil Dev are the only two Indians who have scored like got 6,000 odd runs across formats and 600 wickets. So they are the two all rounders. Just to give,
Wow.
nobody is there close to them. The other one in the ODIs which we have between in India and England, it was James Anderson who had the number of wickets. Jadeja just passed that in lesser number of ODIs. So, and his strike rate is better than James
Sir
Anderson.
Sir
Third
Jimmy?
is
Wow.
yeah, and it's better than even Andrew Flintoff was the third in terms of the list of guys who have taken wickets, bilaterally, India and England. And in terms of his like compared to he did debuted in 2009 till today, and then you have a similar number of matches for Adil Rashid, a leg spinner, and Jadeja outshines there as well. So just to give a view, we underestimate Sir Jadeja, but he has been a pillar for India across ODI and even in the World Cup. I think so. He had more wickets than Kuldeep, who is your main strike bowler. So just to give that view to people, right? So Jadeja is not like he can bowl those 10 overs, right? So that's there, and like naturally he got us the winning runs as well. I felt like he should have got the man of the match. That was my view, because it was like the way he controlled the runs, the wickets, and then he comes back and he takes those crucial wickets, and then again scoring those winning runs. I felt like and plus his fielding as well, right? So he should have got the man of the match. But yeah, that's the commentators and whoever have chosen. But that was my view of he had more control of the ball than any other bowlers across both sides, and good number of wickets as well.
Yeah, no,
But yeah, just
absolutely
quick
right.
stats for Jadeja. So
Yeah.
what to say, he's with Kapil Dev.
I mean, it's Sir Ravi Jadeja, Sir Jimmy Anderson, Sir Freddie Flintoff, that's some company to be part of. Obviously, if
Absolutely.
anything, Jadeja might fall short against Freddie Flintoff. It's the number of pints he can consume.
Yeah,
But
and
apart from
like
that,
just to say that, like people forget, but we know 2013 Champions Trophy. It was Jadeja who took those 5 wickets.
Mhm.
So just to add to that, he was the man of the match of that Champions Trophy, which we all know. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's been like 12 years apart, but he has come good for India.
Another instance I want to call out in this occasion, Amar, you'd probably agree with me. The 2009 T20 World Cup, when we went to Lords to watch that game against England, and how Dhoni chose to promote Ravi Jadeja over Gautam Gambhir at number three, and he played so slowly, consumed so many
Oh,
deliveries, and everyone's like, "What is Dhoni doing? Why is he persisting with Ravi Jadeja so much?" But then Talo for a reason. He's seen the future. He knows what Jadeja is going to do in the next 15 years, so probably.
yeah,
Yeah,
and like
exactly. And in terms of like that's what in the international scenario people have seen. That's on
Hmm.
the television. But what people haven't seen is what is behind the television. He's domestic, and he batted whenever he played in the domestic
Hmm.
previously. He was up the order, and he batted really well as well. It was only
Yeah.
when he came to the international cricket he had to, because there were so many other batsmen, so he had to play down the order. And even in one of the interviews, many years ago, he said he was asked that why you don't bat up the order, because in domestic you make so many runs,
Hmm.
and his simple answer was, I will bat wherever Mahi wants me to bat, really. So
Right.
it's a use case scenario,
Hmm.
but there's never a doubt in his ability to bat.
Yeah, absolutely right. And like we all say, like sometimes some of these players go unnoticed because of the superstars around. But yeah, Jadeja has been a great servant, and hope to kind of see him continue that way going forward. Back to your point earlier, right, Rehan Ahmad, Amar, the only piece that puzzles me, or maybe I think, is keeping him out of the squad and maybe keeping someone like Livingston or Bethel ahead of him is because of the batting ability. I'm guessing maybe England wanted that extra batsman, so that maybe that's why they're sticking with Livingston or Bethel. That's my opinion, obviously. Now, yeah, I could be wrong, but maybe yeah.
Yeah, I
Time
mean
to.
that's obvious. The batting is not working, so maybe
Mhm.
that's the
They
reason.
wanted that
So
extra cushion over there, yeah. Mhm. But again, like you said, he needs to get that experience, maybe play the next couple of ODIs, so that come if it's needed in the Champions Trophy, maybe a crucial game where someone like, God forbid, Rashid, pulls up an injury, you can't just put him in a big game and say, yeah, now come bowl 10 overs. So maybe give him that opportunity now, having played like a couple of games. Losing the series means nothing, but Champions Trophy, it's going to be, the big picture. So yeah, hopefully they consider this and probably make those changes. But yeah, shifting focus onto India's batting. Obviously, we all wanted Jaiswal to open, which he did. Unfortunate, didn't persist long. Maybe a good delivery from Jofra Archer, but maybe the big question, and we all wanted, some runs of skipper Rohit Sharma, given it's his home ground, but unfortunately, the same old pull shot committed early and caught at mid on. Punk, your thoughts?
so, when I like Jaiswal, right, just to give a view, right, it was a debut
Mhm.
match, right, but the way he was going for the bowlers, right, he was unhindered, like he was like,
Mhm.
I'll go on, right.
Mhm.
So that shows that the confidence of the person, right.
Yeah.
He's not caring for the place. So that 16
Mhm.
runs just gave you a glimpse that he's
Mhm.
there, right.
Yeah.
Given more opportunities, he'll definitely score, and like we know what he can do, right. If he can do in test matches
Mhm.
and in T20s, then ODI shouldn't be that difficult for him. So I
Yeah.
think it's a good opportunity. I hope he gets the next two matches as well. But
Mhm.
that's we can discuss a bit later.
Yeah.
Rohit again, this was not like a 350 odd score. If it was like
Mhm.
300, 350 odd, it made sense. He
Mhm.
could have given a bit of time to himself
Mhm.
just to get in.
Mhm.
Because the runs behind his back is very important, because once see, like, India naturally bowled first, right. So that time he was very like, okay, this is first match, so his chances batting did not come. So he's the way he captained was
Mhm.
really brilliant. Especially with the Sami fielding, bringing both the fielders up, and Shami getting that uh, wicket as well. Then shows like he was like hands on, like what we had seen across Test matches and across the New Zealand series. But then when it comes to batting, right now, if you see the next ODI, you will see he'll have that doubt in himself, right? When you don't have runs behind your back, and then you have Jaiswal and Kohli and Iyer and Pant sitting outside, yeah, back of your mind you will have that feeling. And what he did, like whatever the PR and other things, right? He was basically sacked from the fifth Test match. People will start calling for his head. If the first, I'm not talking about the England series, maybe after the England series as well, if he has the same single digit numbers like a phone number, then people will call for his, let's get somebody as your captain, and let's get Jaiswal and somebody. I'm just giving view here.
Yeah.
But he had ample time. I don't know what, just he could have just played few balls here and there, got that 10, 15, 20 runs, get the leg movement done. And even if I scored like 30 runs, right, technically
Yeah.
he was in form. That 30, 40 runs is what was needed. And nobody would have complained. You're
Yeah.
not looking for a century from him. Even if 30, 40 runs of say 50 balls, it's fine, because you've done a brilliant job as captaining the team and getting those wickets and getting England out under 250. And you have like really good batsmen below. As a captain and as a person, he could have done that. Now next ODI, it all depends how good England are going to bat or bowl, right? Then that opportunity again, it all depends on circumstances how he's going to take that. But this was a very good opportunity for him to actually take him and play like a normal ODI, not like a T20 thing. But yeah, that was my view of what Rohit this thing. But Jaiswal, whatever I saw from Jaiswal, right, the first few balls, I felt
Yeah.
like he had a clear mindset of going for the and he was, I think so. There was a clear direction just to go after the bowlers. So seems like a good thing.
Yeah. So, Amar, anything you want to add on Rohit?
Um, with I thought that that's what you get from Rohit Sharma. Really, even start of the England tour, we talked about what Rohit's going to do, and we did mention that he's going to do what has worked for him in the recent past. That's going, um, going, aggressive up front, really, and that's what he exactly did. And I mean, it was, we can say that, yeah, he should have taken his time, but I don't know. I mean, he's looking at uh, as aggressive play, as that's what he needs to do, it looks like. And also, while fielding, we did see that he was not moving he was not very agile. So I mean, I'm not expecting him to like stay on the crease for too long. I mean, it is not the right thing to do, but I think that's what we will get from him: a quick 30, 40 runs, or even 50. I mean, we want him to make 100, but that will be a quick one. I don't think he will play a Shubman Gill innings as he did this time.
Absolutely. Suman from Water Player podcast had a few comments. Obviously, today's seventh, so it's started for a reason. Like we all agree. But yeah, he also sort of pointed out maybe the way England women's team are struggling in the Ashes, where they lost 16-0 and literally lost every game. Here against both the men and the women's team, maybe should just take a break for 2025.
That's what they
Yeah,
need to do. They need to take a break and step take a step back and think about what's going on. I mean, more than anyone, McCallum needs to take a step back and think, what is it? I mean, basketball, when it came burst into the scene, but when he came on, it was a new thing, and it was like, okay, people need to be flexible to adapt
yeah.
basketball. But today in 2025, we are in a situation that basketball is an old thing, an outdated approach, and he needs to adopt to the new way of playing, to be flexible enough to let Rehan Ahmed play time and again I'm
Mm.
saying that, to let
Mm.
bowlers who can change up deliveries. Pace does not work and aggression does not work every time. So he needs to adapt that and he needs to put that in the players.
Yeah. Also, another point that Suman's raising about Sky's captaincy in the T20 is a bit like what Rohit's doing in the ODI. Both seem to be struggling. So yeah, that's a fair point, obviously. But again, Sky might be will get the benefit of doubt given how long he's been around. Unlike maybe Rohit is sort of struggling in every format he's playing since the T20 World Cup.
I wouldn't say Sky is struggling because Sky is
Yeah.
making good bowling changes. He's
Mhm.
he's uh, he's bringing right bowlers at the right time,
Mhm.
and his batting lineup or the positions is also looking spot on. So I don't know, if there is anything to be improved in Sky's captaincy. His own performance needs to be improved,
Yeah.
but
Mhm.
I
short
just want to add on Sky as well, right? Just
Mhm.
quickly.
yeah.
I like, this is my view as, like, when I see cricket, right? I
Mhm.
don't see Sky struggling with his batting at all. Yeah.
Mhm.
He is very decisive with his what he's trying to do. It's
Mhm.
just that, like, he was a bit unlucky, uh because that ball, you don't go out on those balls, right? He was a bit unlucky of the, always the bat, like,
Yeah.
that ball was like so leg glance or something, right? It's just bit unlucky, right? His foot movement, the way he was, like, approaching his batting, it did not feel that he was nervous, right?
Mhm.
Rohit seems is nervous. This is,
Yeah.
if you see, while he's captaining and as well as on the field, which Amar mentioned, right?
Mhm.
Sorry, Amar, I just had to cut you on this because just
Yeah,
wanted
sorry.
to add to this point that, and this is why I'm agreeing with Amar. If you see Rohit's body language, right,
Mhm.
on field and when he's coming to bat as well, you can see a bit that he is nervous, and
Mhm.
that's affecting his batting, right? That's what you call being out of form. Sky
Sure.
technically is not out of form, right? And plus it's a
Yeah.
shorter format.
Mhm.
Two shots and, technically like 2 or 4 shots, and then you got the 20-30 runs and you're in form, right?
Mhm.
So I didn't see Sky. I won't say Sky was out of form. It was just a bit
Mhm.
unlucky, that's it. And that luck will come back,
Yeah,
so
maybe a short selection as well. So maybe
yes.
that's
Yeah.
what it is. It's
Yeah.
not out of form,
He was
really.
very decisive with his
Um,
shots, which Rohit
Sure.
is not. Sorry, Amar, you can
yeah,
continue.
That's
yeah. No, sorry. So yeah, as Pang mentioned as well. Yeah, in terms of Rohit, he needs to. Uh, I don't know. I can't say. Well, I want to say give some time, but he does not have time at all, and he needs to be more. In terms of he's the captain right now, but he's not leading with an example.
from
He's
the front.
not
Yeah.
leading from the front, so he needs to do that. I mean, at
Mhm.
this point of time, he's. It looks like only playing because there is a Champions Trophy ahead, and he wants to be there. And as an Indian fan as well, we want him to perform because when he performs, everything looks rosy. He
Mhm.
makes big runs up front, and then there are other batsmen who follow. The task for them is a little easier. So we hope that he gets his form back and he gets his confidence back.
Absolutely right. We all believe in him, and hopefully, he comes good. Obviously, it's not something we're doing for Cornerstone. It's just our personal opinion.
Yeah, no, like, and this match he had an opportunity to get into form, right? I don't
Yeah.
know, like, there was enough
Maybe
chance for him
headspace.
to.
That's where he
He
needs to
had, like,
like probably sit out
yeah,
and revisit
he
things.
had done a brilliant captaincy, and the team was in a very good space, right? He
Yeah.
could have continued.
Yeah,
Yeah,
248.
but
I mean,
yeah, there's
Mhm.
nothing, man. Like,
Need
frankly
all the
speaking,
time.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, all the time, and the dew was there, because India had seen when they had come to Nagpur the day before. It was like,
Mhm.
so there was no way India was going to lose that match with 248 runs and with the dew coming down, right? And the skills which the other team has, right, in terms of
Mhm.
spinners, or like they don't have any Mr. Spinners as such. So
Yeah.
yeah, bit unlucky, and I don't know, like, I hope he bats well, because this is the end of his career. See, he's retired for T20. I don't think so he's going to get. I have a feeling that they won't take him even if he wins Champions Trophy. I don't think so. They're going to take him for Test matches to England. I have a feeling, right?
Yeah.
Um and so then that's it, right? And the other
Yeah.
thing also, like, compared to Kohli or Jadeja, who are the same age, roundabout, like maybe
Mhm.
they are much more fitter, right? Jadeja is the fittest among actually all of them, yeah.
Yeah.
Like natural athlete.
Mhm.
Rohit does not seem like, and like if he's looking for the 2027 World Cup, I don't see him being there, because
Yeah.
another 2 years from now,
Mhm.
uh, I don't think so. He'll have that,
Drive maybe, and also
energy,
the physical
drive,
fitness.
and yeah,
Yeah.
it's physical fitness. If he was really wanted to, you could have seen that old Rohit, what we see in 2013,
Yeah.
being a
Mhm.
much more slim.
Mhm.
That also helps, with your foot movement and a few things, right? With a heavy body, right, which Aman and everybody can explain, it's slightly difficult to, when the ball is at 150 plus, you need that slight few seconds, you know. So no,
Sorry, sorry, Amar.
I'm just saying, as an opening batsman, right, when you are in your
What do you mean by
like
heavy
late
body?
30s.
And I can explain.
Punk,
I'm
you can
like,
cheeky dig
okay,
at you, Amar. Punk,
okay,
you can
okay.
cheeky dig
No,
at
I'm just
you.
saying, I'm
No, we're
just
just
trying to
Oh,
kidding,
say,
Punk.
like,
all right. I'm happy you compared with
I'm,
me with
Rohit Sharma.
Rohit Sharma.
I
Yeah.
was saying, like, when you
I agree. I think
enlist,
Rohit, Amar, and Vidya Balan are
is
in the same company. So enough of
all the PR
Rohit. Let's move
strategies.
on. Let's move on
Good
to
one.
Shreyas Iyer. I think I'm
Opening
quite
batsman,
impressed
no,
with.
that's why I just told him.
Absolutely. But a good timing, Punk. Uh, quickly shift in focus, right? So obviously a very good partnership between Shubman Gill and Shreyas Iyer, but importantly Iyer, when he walked in with two important wickets down, he took to the England bowler, especially what's his name now, Jafra Archer. So he scored 59 of 36 out of his 9 fours and 2 sixes. That sort of turned the game into England's favor. So maybe quick word on Iyer. And personally, I think it's about time he stepped up and he sort of took that onus, especially in the Indian outfit. I know he's done that numerous times in IPL, but I didn't really see much apart from the last World Cup. So yeah, word on Iyer and obviously Gill's partnership. Amar.
I mean, Iyer was in the team sheet for all three of us, and
Mhm.
rightly so. I mean, it looks like from what you guys are telling me, he wasn't in Rohit's team sheet, but no, no, he was. And I mean, we saw one of the cleanest and one of the most impressive ODI innings. He
Mhm.
played shots, and he played shots, every shots very cleanly, very decisively, round the ground, actually. We saw square cuts, we saw straight drives, we saw um,
The massive six.
down his knees, and the reverse sweeps as well, and the hook shots and pull shots, and sixes or the
Mhm.
short balls. What an amazing innings! It was absolutely like a dream, really. Every
Mhm.
shot was coming off of the middle.
Yeah.
So I mean, and he kind of when he came down, obviously the wickets had fallen. Shubman Gill was there standing at one end, but
Mhm.
the way he batted, it helped Shubman Gill as well immensely. We
Mhm.
saw that Shubman Gill played very calm innings, rotated the
Yeah.
strike, and very riskless innings. But that was
Yeah.
made possible because of the way Iyer played.
Mhm.
Uh, Really amazing. And this, if he plays this way, I mean, and he bats in a really important position,
Mhm.
and if he plays this way, then I think in Champions Trophy, India has a great chance. I mean, this could win us the Champions Trophy if he continues the way he's playing, or he played in this game at that position. It
Sure.
makes job it gives confidence to the players or the batters who have batted before him, and
Mhm.
also makes a job easier for the batters who comes after him. So
Mhm.
absolutely brilliant innings, and one of the most enjoyable innings I've watched in a T20. Sorry, and in an ODI batter at that position.
Absolutely right. And obviously, let's not forget about Gill. We always said like he's more suited for the ODIs. He likes to buy his time and then obviously accelerate, and that's essentially what he did. He still scored at 90 strike rate. If it wasn't for that fitness issues, maybe I don't know if it's having a cramp or something. Maybe you could have scored more.
It was not fitness issue. It was Hardik Pandya issue.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
pushed.
something I've figured out later on. Yeah. is what I
Anyways,
read.
like, so yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
But just to add to Shreyas Iyer, right? I don't know why you guys are thinking like Shreyas he hasn't performed, but
Mhm.
I'll just give a few stats of his with
Sure. Yeah.
Gill and Kohli, right?
Mhm.
So out of 48 matches, like which Gill has as of now, right?
Mhm.
He's got 20 50s. Same number of matches when Kohli was, he had 18 50s,
Mhm.
and Mr. Iyer has the same number of 50s
Mhm.
when there were 48 matches, 18
Mhm.
50s. Gill has a very Iyer has a very impressive stats at number 4. Just
Sure.
quickly, his average is 52
Mhm.
at number 4. He
Mhm.
scored 1,450 odd runs,
Mhm.
and at 103 strike rate, right? He's
Mhm.
got 9 50s at number 4, and he's got 400s,
Mhm.
right? So Iyer, I think so, like, and what I feel, right, when he came, and just few things I like, maybe you guys would have seen.
Mhm.
Iyer has a problem with short ball, yeah.
Yeah.
I think so he's worked on it,
Mhm.
right? If you see his stance, like he's able, he was always on the back foot,
Mhm.
because last few matches, especially in the T20s, you would have seen he was always on the
Mhm.
back foot. He was expecting the bowlers to bowl short ball.
Mhm.
This innings, because after a long time I've seen Iyer, right? He was on the back foot, but he had much more open stance, right? So he was able
Mhm.
to like get the ball. So it was not like struggling or getting the ball just under his arms. He
Yeah.
being an open stance, right? As a batsman, you
You
would
try to
look
ramp as well,
easy.
right, or
You
to play
you
over
can
the third
guide,
man.
yeah.
Yeah. Mhm.
So
Guide the ball.
you just had look at his foot
Mhm.
from this match and the last match, if you have ever seen, right?
Mhm.
Just look. This is something which I noticed with Iyer as well. So I think so he's worked on his and like
Mhm.
hitting Archer, the two short balls which he had hit.
Yes.
So just to give you a view to our
Mhm.
viewers, right? Iyer has worked on his that he is really there. Other things, what I feel is maybe that call which went out just
Mhm.
before the night, right? That you're in, because I was not supposed to, and that's what in the interview he's told,
Mhm.
like after the game, that he was, maybe back of his mind, he just wanted to prove something.
Absolutely.
At the end of the
But
day, he just wanted to prove something. He just went, I like unhinged. He just went and like he just showed. And
yeah.
if you connect, this is what I'm saying. Like if you connect one or two balls with, you get that six which he hit,
Mhm.
and after that he knew like he's in his zone. He's a
Yeah.
good
Yeah.
batsman.
I mean,
But
it's
yeah,
good to
that's what
hear.
I
Like
saw.
he was all
Yeah,
relaxed and watching a movie, so that is like the minute the phone rang, he was ready to go and not busy making some reels, and then he's too tired to even
and dancing,
Yeah.
get
and,
involved.
I would like to know which movie he was watching.
Yeah, sort of
oh God,
inspired him.
I'll try to find
Hope
that
it's
out.
not
He
hope it's
he
not
did
dirty picture.
the
Maybe.
PR ones,
You never know.
but
He's
yeah.
he's in contact with Cornerstone as well, so you never know. Maybe his options are restricted as well. But yeah, let's not forget Akshar Patel. Like very good innings, and someone is done extremely well in the shorter format in T20. Is the vice captain there, and obviously getting promoted above KL Rahul, sort of taking that Pant's spot as a lefty in the middle order. And what a crucial innings, right? 52 or 47 deliveries, 6 fours and a six. But very matured innings from Akshar.
Yeah, very matured innings, and rightly so. He's been able to, he got an opportunity to display his batting skills. I mean, we
Mhm.
have seen his batting skills in the T20 World Cup as well.
Mhm.
But here, this was an ODI setup, and he was sent in to just when Iyer got out, then he was sent in to continue what Iyer was doing, and he did it
Mhm.
really, really well. He connected those shots, and what brilliant long sixes he hit. And then at times he rotated the strike as well. So he
Mhm.
complemented both him and Iyer, did the similar kind of job around Shubman Gill, and Shubman Gill was kind of he played a like a supporting role. And
Mhm.
even before the match, and in our preview, we talked about Shubman Gill playing that crucial role where
Mhm.
he can bat throughout the line, and other batsmen will play around him.
Yeah.
So that's exactly looks like what the plan was, and Akshar Patel played it really, really well. And what a
Mhm.
brilliant all-rounder in him. We get
Yeah.
good overs out of him. He troubles the batsman, gets wickets, and when needed, he comes. Comes in to bat and makes these brilliant 50s. So a very handy, I would say, player in these situations to bat and make quick runs whenever he needed, whenever the team needs him. So I mean, he played a crucial role in winning, because later on, as it turned out, that
Mhm.
it becomes a little bit nervous.
Yeah.
The situation
Mhm.
when Hardik Pandya had to come and force the situation there. I don't know what
Mhm.
was going on there
Mhm.
with KL Rahul, and why he had to, like, play like maybe he was trying to take a single and give
Yeah.
strike to Shubman Gill. But
Mhm.
again, I mean, it begs the question. I mean, where are you playing KL Rahul? Sometimes you open with him, sometimes you put him at
Middle order,
number three,
sometimes at
and
seven.
now you're down there. I mean, I still can't understand. I mean, why not Rishabh Pant?
Yeah. So those are my next two questions, right, before we close out. So one, obviously, if Kohli is fit, he'll be back in the second ODI. Who is that one player you drop from the current lineup that played in the first ODI? Punk, your pick.
Rohit, I can't, but Jaiswal most
Yeah. No.
probably.
Okay. Amar, you
So
agree?
there's no option, right? Iyer needs to play,
Mhm.
and he was, for me, Amar, and you, Iyer was a part. So
Yeah.
I
You
agree with
can't drop
Punk.
Iyer now. Absolutely. After what is
And
done.
he deserves it, and I've given the stats as well. He deserves to be there.
But unfortunately, they can't. As much as a lot of respect to KL Rahul, but his performances But again, at the same time, he's your keeper batsman, so they can't drop him either. So
Just
maybe
to add, like
Jaiswal.
Iyer is a very good player of spin as well. Okay,
Yeah,
just
no,
to add to
middle
that,
order.
right?
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah,
So Amar, you think Jaiswal then is going to sit out?
Well, I don't want him to sit out, but it
Mhm.
looks like he will be the guy. I mean, in my team, the only guy was who was not there was Akshar Patel. Akshar Patel. Instead of that, I have to taken Jadeja.
Mhm.
Jadeja has done well. Akshar Patel has done well, both with bat and ball.
Yeah.
Iyer, obviously, a brilliant innings. You can't take him out.
Mhm.
Um, Shubman Gill, uh, he's I think he's the vice. Is he the
Is the
vice
glue and
captain?
is the why is the yeah he's the vice captain. Yeah.
Yeah, so he's there. So the only guy who
Mhm.
looks like probably they will take out is Jaiswal, but
Mhm.
in my team he would still play.
Unless Rohit takes one for the team again, you never know. Anything can happen.
Yeah, he's quite generous.
Yes, we know that. So absolutely, yeah,
he
anything can
won't.
happen. But yeah,
Not
and
in this
KL
format.
spot, right? If KL's batting at number seven, do you think he should be in the playing 11? Maybe Pant deserves a chance in that spot if he's not batting in the top four.
No, I think Pant has to come in if that is the position for a wicket keeper. Then
Mhm.
in
At least he can
given a
accelerate.
choice with both two, he
Mhm.
is the guy. Yeah,
Yeah.
the Pant is the guy.
Just to add this, right? I will see
Mhm.
what will happen, right? If, say, hypothetically, right, this is going to be a team with
Mhm.
Rohit, Gill, um, Kohli,
Mhm.
Iyer. Definitely Aksha will come at 5, because they will
Mhm.
definitely, and the way it works, you have to have a left-hander
At
somewhere,
least one
or
left-handed
you're
option.
going to struggle with the spin
Yeah.
bowling, right?
Mhm.
So most probably Aksha is going to bat at 5 every time.
Mhm.
Okay,
So
and
this is
then
where
you
KL Rahul's spot is what is
it's
he doing in the
he
squad then?
will bat at
Mhm.
6,
Yeah. But then you have Hardik Pandya. Where else he's going to bat? If you bat him at
7,
six, then Jadu.
7, 8.
Yeah, you're just going by the serial count, but is that the right places for
But
them? Is
but,
what?
but
Yeah,
there's no option. If you don't have a
yeah,
punt,
yeah. That's what I'm
then
thinking.
this is what's going to
Yeah,
happen.
they bring in
So
punt, and then depending on the game situation, they can be flexible. Either promote Akshay Patel at five, or maybe send in punt if they need like some quick fire runs. Then they can
yeah,
have the
they will look
flexibility.
at
I
they will
feel for
also look
Rahul,
at.
but unfortunately, right now, he doesn't make the playing 11 unless Rohit is generous again. You never know.
If he's batting at 6, I don't see, man. That's
Yeah,
the wrong place for him. If he's
cool.
batting at 6, you need somebody who can actually take the game away.
Yeah.
So generally, you see, if Rohit and everybody is in form, right,
Mhm.
your number 6 batsman is going to come somewhere on the 35th over.
Mhm.
or maybe on the 40th, or around about the 40th over, 38 onwards, right? That's generally if, or on the 40 last 10 overs. Do you see KL Rahul hitting when you have 5 fielders outside,
Not at all.
hitting those sixes?
Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah,
So
I'm just
yeah, that's
asking
why.
question because,
but
right,
yeah,
because you have to hit sixes like against spinners, uh, because generally the spinners will bowl till the 44th over.
Mhm.
Yeah, and the last 6 overs is then you have your fast bowlers.
yeah,
So my question is, from 35th to the 44th over, when you have 4 fielders till 40 over, and then another 5 fielders outside, you will have to hit those spinners out of the park. uh, how many times have you seen him, like, you see, that's my concern.
yeah. Point noted. But let's see how things unfold. We have the second ODI on Sunday, so let's see what changes come up and if England would put up a better fight or if it's going to be a 2-0 for India. But yeah, guys, as always, appreciate your time. Let's connect on Sunday again, post the game. For viewers, again, all opinions, it's all in a good spirits. Any thoughts, ideas, feedback, please share. And we look forward to another cast in a couple of days' time. Have a good night. Cheers, guys.
Just
See you.